Commissioner General Githi Mburu says the tax authority will no longer rely on tax declarations made by the telco companies. Instead, they will set up their own systems to monitor the transactions of the telcos so that they can remit taxes based on their transactions on a daily basis. Mburu stated that they had deployed a similar system in the betting industry, which has seen tax collections from the sector increase by more than 50%. He added that this will help the government reach the 3 trillion shillings revenue collection target in the next financial year.
In its quest to increase tax collections by sealing all tax loopholes, the taxman has set its sights on telcos, stating that it will not be relying on self-declared taxes. Rather, they'll set up their own systems within the telcos to monitor transactions and enable payments of taxes on a daily basis.
That we do not rely on self-declarations from the traders. We want to see it live. They are transmitting the information daily, and we can see it, so that we don't have to rely on them, we rely on the systems.
Kenya Revenue Authority Commissioner General Githi Mburu also reiterated the proposal outlined in the draft budget policy statement, which seeks to accord KRA access to individual transactions on mobile platforms in a bid to bring more individuals into the tax bracket.
We are looking at the telcos themselves, the business, the revenue, the income they generate, the transactions they generate, and the taxes that we should be collecting from those transactions. We are also going to use that data to now focus on other businesses and individuals who have been making money, earning income, and which has been escaping our dragnet.
KRA says that they have already deployed the technology to be used in the betting sector, and they have seen contributions in the sector increase by 50% in a short period of time. Mburu says they expect the same to happen with the telco sector.
The technology that we are implementing right now, we are integrating with certain sectors like the betting sector for daily remittance of revenue, but more importantly to have visibility of all the transactions happening in that space, so that we do not rely on self-declarations from the traders. We want to see it live. They are transmitting the information daily, and we can see it.
The KRA boss says that they are aware of the revenue demands by the National Treasury, and they set targets of 3 trillion shillings that they are expected to collect in the next financial year. He added that intensifying tax collections will ease the burden on government borrowing.
But we are very much aware that the government needs much more revenue, so we are doing everything possible to ensure that we surpass our target by a significant margin to ease the pressure on our borrowing.
Mburu was speaking at the World International Customs Day, where he praised his team for surpassing the half-year targets of 728 billion shillings in customs duty. He also said that they have intensified surveillance to seal all loopholes that have seen increase in revenue collections and have helped them nab illicit goods that were on their way into the country. With tax collection targets of 3 trillion shillings in the next financial year, KRA says that it's going to leverage on technology and also sealing all loopholes to ensure that they get to that magic figure of 3 trillion shillings.
So telcos have been paying significant amount of taxes, but we believe there is much more opportunity and much more scope if we are to digitize that, to integrate and monitor that on a daily basis using technology. So while I may not now strictly say this is what we expect from telcos, we will ensure that every tax that need to be collected from telcos is collected.
The plan by KRA to start monitoring digital transactions, actually for me I can say it is futile, because we have come a long way as a country, and most countries in the world are rating us highly in terms of digital adoption. And M-Pesa, for instance, it is celebrated across the world, and it is actually being emulated by even first world countries. So for KRA to start coming in and try to follow transactions, I don't know actually how they will do that, because imagine you have sent me money, KRA tax, and you don't know where I got this money from. That will be multiple taxation. That is a harsh tax regime that is not only going to limit the number of transactions or other digital adoption in this country, it is also going to down on a general economy. people will become rogue. People will start transacting in cash, real cash, and not, which is much untraceable. You can't really trace the real cash. So people will go back to the informal cash transactions, which will really be very hugely futile for the KRA.
Vile mimi nahisi mambo ya kuhusu Safaricom, mambo ya kupatiana details zangu kwa KRA, mimi naona si mzuri. Kwa sababu hiyo ni mambo yangu na Safaricom. Vile tumeandikania na Safaricom, siwezi taka mtu mwingine wa kutoka nje hayo akiinterfere na hiyo mambo. Tena ila ni privacy. Kwa sababu hata kama ni mambo yangu ya M-Pesa, si mimi nilifungua tu kwa M-Pesa kwa sababu niliona hapo itakuwa ni mambo yangu ya siri. Sasa tena itakuwa exposed kwa KRA, si ni vibaya sana. Kwa hivyo mimi naona si vizuri. Pesa yangu M-Pesa kwangu mimi nafanyanga nayo biashara. Ni watu wengi nauziaga hizi koti zangu wananilipa na M-Pesa. Tena hii M-Pesa si ati ni kitu inabeba pesa mingi. Ni pesa kidogo. Kwa hivyo siwezi kubali ati tena iwe inakuwa interfere dinaye. Mtu anaingia ndani anajua mambo yangu ya siri ya biashara yangu, si ni vibaya. Tena hata kama KRA inataka taxes kwa M-Pesa, mimi naona hapo haifai hata kidogo. Kwa vile taxes tunatoa na njia mingi, si lazima ingia kwa M-Pesa ya mtu. Vile mimi naweza ambia Safaricom wasikubali KRA interfere na mambo ya M-Pesa.
And it is unfortunate if KRA will continue spying on our information. Safaricom should not cooperate because we know there is a rule protecting personal data, and we do not expect the government to go that route.
What I can tell you is what I've been telling you, ya kwamba we are coming from at least a better position to the worst. We are going to the worst.